we're going to throw it over to Nick, our in-house softball specialist.
Of course.
And he's going to break down the midweek loss for the Jayhawks against the Wichita State.
As Lydia said, Kansas taking on Wichita State in a midweek tilt against an in-state foe. It was a cold one, but Mama J was ready for this one. Jessie Roan, her walk-up song is Power by Kanye West. Powers that one over the left field wall. Jayhawks up 1-0 after 3. The night was not all positive, though. Coming into this one, Andy Formby had a 20-inning scoreless streak, but would end on the top of the 4th when the bases were loaded and the run gets home on the grounder. Harley Ridling back behind the plate, missed all of last season, but she's been money. Cha-ching, runner out at second, don't fool me. Let's go to extra, shall we? Top of the 8th inning and the walk-off. Lori Duraco, shocker, shocked the Jayhawks on Tuesday night, 6-1. And we have some stats. And Andy Formby, like I said, lost that 20-inning scoreless streak, but only her second loss on the year, so still that ace, and they're still going to go to her. Coach Megan Smith said that she is the best pitcher on the team, and she will continue to go to her when they hit conference play in Norman this weekend against the Sooners.
So a lot of those highlights, and you just mentioned Andy Formby. She is a chick this year. She is a Jayhawk rock star.
She is, and last year there was one as well.
Also,
Alicia Pilley, if everyone remembers her. At this time last year, she had a lot of similar statistics to Andy Formby. She had 16 scoreless innings, a 9-3 record with a 2.20 ERA, pitched about 80 innings, and allowed a 2.02 opponent batting average. And right now, Andy Formby, 24 1/3 scoreless innings, 12-2 record, 185 ERA, and 196 opponent batting average. So very similar numbers between them. Similarities from last year, they both still have ace pitchers.
Oh, absolutely. It's crazy for me to think that Formby is having a better statistical season than Pilley.
And we didn't expect this too, because she was a transfer pitcher.
Yeah, she basically came out of nowhere. And the Jayhawk teams from last year and this year are pretty similar. A big difference is they're hitting for power now. But the pitching is really similar, so I think going forward the Jayhawks are in really good position.
Yeah, and speaking of going forward, tomorrow the Jayhawks will open up conference play in Norman, Oklahoma. They will face the Sooners for a 3-game series. KU has won 5 of its last 7 games, one of those losses coming from a nationally ranked team. Speaking of a nationally ranked team, Oklahoma is number 13. The Jayhawks are 0-4 this season against opponents ranked nationally. So this is going to be a big weekend for the Lady Jayhawks. Nick, as I said, our in-house specialist, what makes this Oklahoma tick?
Well, it starts with the pitching. As we see on Friday there, the matchup's going to be Andy Formby versus Paige Parker, and they're both of the team's aces. Paige Parker owns a 2.00 ERA, 91 strikeouts, 10 wins, only allowed 50 hits. So that's going to be a treat to watch that game. Right. And what Oklahoma also has the power as well, just like KU does. So it's going to be a pretty even matchup this weekend.
Yeah. And then looking ahead farther, we have 4 non-conference games. And then from then on out, we are straight Big 12 play. And last year was a record start to the season. And then right when we hit Big 12 conference, drop off. What do the ladies need to do really to keep this energy up, this momentum?
You said there yourself, they have to stay more consistent. They started off to the best start in conference history or in program history last season, starting 29-2, and then they got to Big 12 play and they dipped off. So they're just going to keep continuing to have great pitching, relying on Andy Formby, and keeping that power. They'll be golden.
The problem with last year though was they relied on Pilley too much. Her arm got tired. She couldn't pitch the same way she did at the beginning.
Although
of the
I don't see that stamina problem with Formby though.
Yeah, I don't either, and they do have other pitchers to rely on moving forward. So if they can keep the bats up, then they have a good shot of doing well in the Big 12.
Right, exactly. All right, guys, coming up next, we have quick previews that Kevin and Nick will do on tennis, track, and women's golf to finish off the night.